Hi guys, well, it's been a long time, I know, and thank you to those of you that had concern wondering where I was, because I haven't made a video in a while, and just asking about me. So anyway, to those of you that asked and said you missed my videos and all that, I really appreciate it, so thank you. So I'm a little out of practice, as most of us know that make videos. If you get out of your routine, you get a little out of practice, a little tongue-tied. As you can see, first off, I'm in a different location. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, which I highly suggest, because if you don't see me on either my channels or the blog or something, you can almost always find me on Instagram or Twitter, and the links are always below. So if the lighting's a little off, I'm going by total natural daylight here. And things aren't exactly how I want them, but anyway, I moved my vanity back into the bedroom. Several weeks ago, it just got to the point, it was like, okay, this room is not working for me. The lights, because I had to move them up a little closer, weren't working. They're very bright studio lights, and a lot of time they can be too cool and definitely make my skin look even more pink or more red than it normally is, which I don't need to add anything extra. By the way, this is just, casual video. I threw on some makeup. I still have my hair up, have a sweatshirt because it's been very cold here. Anyway, I wanted to make a video for you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, then I showed I was decluttering my makeup, moving my vanity area around, and it was just time to let go of some things. I tend to do this time of year anyway. I've done this the last couple of years. Usually around the beginning of the year, I'm always like, okay, let's start using my makeup. Don't shop as much. I think a lot of us tend to do that. It's just something about the new year. But this year I was like, you know what? I'm moving and I don't want all that clutter. When it was in another room and that was solely for putting on my makeup, filming, that was different, but I don't want my master bedroom cluttered up. My husband doesn't want to see all this. It's still too cluttered for my liking behind me. So I'm in the process of finding a new vanity to put things in. I moved my bookcase in here, but we don't like it. It's just been a big mess. Still can't find what I want. A big transition. So it led me to just be brutal, purge a lot of my makeup. I hold on to so much. As many of you know that make videos or a blogger, we get free things, we buy things to review, so obviously we all have more makeup than we could ever use. But in my instance, I'm really bad about holding on to a lot of things that I want to use as reference, whether it be color reference or maybe discontinued reference. You always think, oh, I might want to reference that in another video. But, I was just like, I gotta get rid of this stuff. It's driving me crazy. And I'm one of those personalities that if the area around me is cluttered or messed up, then it makes me feel uneasy, and it literally makes me feel on edge. So I can't have that. It's not that my house has to be spick and span neat all the time. You can have clutter or piles, but it has to be, neat anyway. So, because I'm not going to say I don't have things laying around my house. I obviously do. Now, if you remember seeing those pictures, I'm looking on the floor here because I've already kind of had it separated into what I'm throwing away, what I'm giving away. But a lot of you said you wanted to see it because you thought it might be helpful just to see why I was either holding on to something or why I don't want to use something anymore and why I'm getting rid of it. I had kind of started doing this and then I don't know, I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it. But if you watched my collection overview where I did my lipsticks and then I said I was going to do a couple more categories, basically I got all my lipsticks out. It forced me to look at what I had, a lot of duplicate colors, things that were similar, things I wasn't using. I'll link that video below. This is kind of similar to that. It basically just let me see, what am I really using? What can I get rid of? And as many of you know, I gave away a ton of lipsticks. A lot of you messaged me saying, hey, yeah, I want these, because I probably gave away 30 lipsticks or something. So I have this Sephora bag here, and basically this is a lot of lip glosses, and I had way too many. I had several of my Muji drawers that were just full of lip gloss, and we all know lip gloss gets bacteria in it. It's one of the most used makeup items besides mascara that you really should not hold on to very long. But of course I did for numerous reasons. But there's a few other products in here. I'm not going to go through each individual one. I'll just kind of show you some things. For instance, like this Dream Smooth Mousse foundation. Look how dried up that is. And it's almost gone to begin with. This is several years old. Like I said, I think I just hold on to it for color reference or something. But that kind of stuff's just driving me crazy. This Josie Marin color stick, I really liked these, but this one's just gotten dried out now. This is in the color Rosy. Just looked like that. Very pretty, but because it's a cream product, basically any cream products I need to toss. Those can't be passed on. Now lipsticks, you can sanitize those with alcohol, do a few things, but these you can't. Tons of different lip glosses, several just shades I don't like, a few different NYX lip glosses, this Revlon balm, this was in Cherish I think, or something like that. It just doesn't even show up, it's so light, so it's like, get rid of it. A lot of glosses that, you know, I just held on too long, I don't like the colors. A Smashbox cream blush, it's really pretty. I never used it that often though because I really just don't love cream blushes on me. Another NYX gloss, the Smashbox. This is the Photo Op. I don't know, I never really loved that. A NYX Jumbo Lip Pencil. I mean, look how old this sucker is from NYC. I don't even think they make it in those packaging anymore. It's called Dusty Rose, but I loved it. It was such a pretty gloss, but anyway. Again, just a bunch of random glosses. A lot of these are old. So don't think this is like things I've just purchased within the last 6 months or a year. A lot of this is so old it's embarrassing, like years old, and I should have been getting rid of it before now. Again, one of the Just Bitten. This is the orange one in Rendezvous. I mean, this looks freaking awful on me. I don't even know what I was thinking, you know, getting that. Okay, again, whole bunch of glosses. I mean, this whole bag was probably, you know, a quarter of the way full. I've had this lipstick for years. That's why I'm not giving it away. It's a MAC lipstick and Kind of Sexy. I started hearing people talk about it again, you know, over the last year, and I thought, oh, I should get that back out, try to use it. I never did, and it just doesn't look good on me, and it's a matte, so I'm just tossing. Okay, so I lied, it's about half full, so that gives you an idea. Everything, this is what I'm tossing, and the majority of that was lip glosses, just clogging up my makeup collection. Okay, so here's something, I keep looking at my camera battery because I don't have it plugged in. Here's some things I'm gonna give away. This Pixie, this was a bronzer. It came in a Ipsy bag. I don't know, it's just so light. I mean, if it's not gonna work for me, I don't know who it would work for, even as a blush, so getting rid of that. This Lorac eyeshadow in Enlighten. I never really did like it. It's really shimmery, and then it fell apart one time, so I had to press it back together, and it's just never been the same since. The Smashbox Trio. Used to love this, but I just really don't use many Smashbox products anymore. And these colors are so dupeable. Matter of fact, I probably have all three of those just in my single MAC shadows. This e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, this was a limited edition at Christmas, not this past year, but the year before. And I really liked it. It has actually some really nice colors in it, but I just don't find myself reaching for them at all. I really do like that brown, but I don't know. This Rimmel Quad, never did love this one. I don't think the quality was that great. Two Physicians Formula shimmer strips. I think the colors, especially in this one, are great, but they are so dupeable for the Naked 2 palette, and because they're really small, they're just hard to work with. I used to wear these, but I have not touched them in so long. This is a Revlon Quad. Again, these are very, very pigmented and really nice colors. I actually really like those two, but I just don't find myself reaching for it at all. Essence eyeshadow. The two CoverGirl Queen quads, I featured these on Instagram. Really disappointed in the pigmentation of these, so getting rid of both of these. Physicians Formula, the shimmer strip. I mean, I have not touched this in years. I have three NYX single eyeshadows. They're very pretty and nice quality. I just don't find myself, you know, reaching for them. This is so old. It's from Lancome, and I got this. I mean, this is really scary how old this is. But I used to wear this all the time to work. Here's the shades, and I loved it, but again, I have similar shades now, and it's like, why? Just because I love the shades, I was holding on to it. I mean, that's ridiculous. A single CoverGirl eyeshadow. I really like some of their singles, and it has really good pigmentation, but I have a MAC shadow similar to that. That's the one I usually use. This CoverGirl bronzer, I talked about this. It's nice. I like it. I just don't reach for it. Just randomly. There's so much that I really can't go into detail. But like I said, a lot of you thought it might be interesting to see why I was maybe getting rid of some things. And Melanie, Mr. Kong's mom, I showed this on Instagram. She just did a video like this and it was really inspiring, and I liked seeing why she was getting rid of something and what she was getting rid of. This Jordana Twist and Shine. This is in the color, I have no idea, Nude Chic. And it's a really pretty color, but it has some glitter in it that hangs around on the lips, and I don't care for that. This Revlon lip butter in brown sugar, I know I have a few of them in there. It just has never been a great color for me. That's when I was kind of in the lip butter craze, and certain shades are just really drying. This Tarte Amazonian Clay, this is a full coverage concealer. I have it in the color Light. I don't really love this, but it came with a brush, and I love the brush, so I wanted to keep the brush. That's why I didn't return it. But this is really thick. It almost seems thicker than it should be, so I don't know if I just got maybe a bad tube. I think a lot of people would actually really like it because it's thick. It really doesn't work for me. This is the flower lipstick I mentioned before in Petal Kiss. It's an absolutely gorgeous color. Really love it, like a pink nude. I don't like the formula. These two NYC Sparkle Eye Dust, I used to use these all the time. I mean, loved them. They're just a little too shimmery for my eyes now at 40, so gotta get rid of those. Again, this is a great color. These are kind of hit and miss. This is actually from Maybelline. This is the color Vanilla. Really nicely pigmented. It's just I have a similar color for MAC that I reach for more often. And then I don't know where, if I got these in a, I don't know, like an Ipsy bag or something, but I have several of these little singles, and they say Paint on the bottom, like, I don't know if that's the brand, but I've never even used them. They're a little too loud for me. Received one of these M by Michelle Phan lipsticks in an Ipsy bag. Again, a pretty color. It's a little too brown for me though. That's why I don't wear it. And then, I don't know, I think either this was a recommendation or I just thought it would be a color I might like, but the Color Whisper, this is in Lust for Blush. It's just a little too flat looking on me. It's a really pretty color in the tube, but every time I put it on, it's just too flat and it looks kind of dull. Doesn't do anything for me. This Bite lipstick, this is in the color Pepper. This came with my VIB Rouge. I haven't even used it. Again, a Galaxy Chick collection from BH Cosmetics. This came in an Ipsy bag. Really pretty color, but these colors do absolutely nothing for me. Two powders from Revlon, the Nearly Naked and the Photo Ready. Neither one of these were really my favorite. The e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer. The bronzer's always been just too dark for me, and the blush is just okay. Again, another Revlon quad that I've had, a little while. This was like a spring collection. Again, very pigmented, very soft, great shades. They just really don't work for me. Somebody younger could maybe get away with that. Two more lip butters in the color Peach Parfait and Creme Brulee. Peach Parfait was my first one, but it's extremely drying. This is actually the color it turned me off of the lip butters until I got some other colors that I thought were better. And Creme Brulee just to me has always been kind of a nothing color on my lips. A hand cream, the scent is just way too much for me. Ulta eyeshadow, NYX eyeshadow, colors just, aren't anything I go for. Again, this is a Maybelline. This is in Night Sky, really dark, has a little bit of sparkle. I might keep this, but the little bit of sparkle turns me off, but it's very pigmented. It's really nice. A lipstick I got from Ipsy that just didn't work. Nail polish from Ipsy, didn't like the color. You guys probably remember me showing this, the new Revlon Photo Ready. I didn't like this at all. Again, I think it's just too much sparkle and sheen for my eyes. An Ipsy bag, fail. I think this is like a lip kind of crown from Ipsy bag. I've had this forever. I used to use it, but just don't anymore. It's a really nice eyeshadow set. Just don't find myself. I find either I use certain palettes like the Naked palettes, some Wet n Wild eyeshadows, or I just go to my MAC shadows because they're all together. It's just easy, I find. If I'm just not one for using individual eyeshadows that often, or really small palettes. The Bourjois, this is the bronzer. I know a lot of people love this. It is just not flattering on me. The Stila One Step Correct, I did a review on this years ago, and it's nice. I just have other primers that I, lean towards. Stila little lipstick, I'm not sure where that came from. Again, here's another Jane shadow and a little one of those. I mean, look at this. Does this look like anybody should be wearing this, let alone anybody my age? It's blue and sparkle. The L'Oreal True Match Concealer Stick, didn't like that at all. Couple of eyeliners that I got out of Ipsy bags. So that does it for everything I'm giving away. I have, and I'll just give you a glance of it. This is full, you can see. This is all getting tossed. This is one of those things that I held on to when I shouldn't have. Like, for instance, these, I have 2 of them. These Revlon cream shadows, there's about probably at least 2 to 3 colors in each one that are great. Like, I really like this one and this one. But you need a primer with them. They're great color bases. They're very pretty. I think they just, are a pain to work with sometimes. And I usually didn't like all the colors, so I never go to these at all. I mean, look how old these suckers are. These are when I first, got into watching YouTube. These are the Coastal Scents, the camo quads. Do you guys remember these? I don't think anybody uses them anymore. But they were decent, but they do dry out. Okay, this is hilarious, and this is something that I've held on to, I bet, for at least 6 years. I know. It's from Cargo, and I kept hoping they would come back out with it, and I kept it for color purposes only, so I would remember. It's like a gloss pot in the color Soho, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, look at those colors. Yes, they're very shiny. Totally bacteria ridden, I'm sure, after all these years. But I mean, I used a ton of this, and I was always hoping they would come out with something similar. So I just held on to it for all this time, but it's gotta go. A ton of mascaras that I hold on to, mainly just for comparison, to remember what I've used. Did I like it? Did I not like it? But, I just need to get rid of the clutter. An old Sonia Kashuk, this was the concealer palette. I used this for a long time and really liked it. It was nice. You can see I hit pan on a couple of shades, but then moved on to something else. Concealers, foundation. I did used to use this as the Maybelline Superstay. Just, basically, like I said, a lot of these I keep for color reference. But I don't know, I'm just over keeping that kind of thing. Actually, if I knew somebody that was in this shade, I would give it to them. This is their new one. I did an Instagram. I said I wasn't even going to do a full review. This is one of those foundations. There's no in between, I think. You're either gonna like it and it's gonna work for you, or it's not. This was a really big disappointment for me because Revlon typically has really nice foundations, I think. The color range is not that good. And to me, it just does not give that much coverage. Like, I don't know. And the shade is actually even too light for me. This was in the color Fresh Ivory. But the next one up, and they had the full display where I was, the next one up was like totally off. So there's no way I could have made that work. Like I said, just a really big disappointment. This is their new firming and lifting. Like I said, it's either really going to work for you or it's not. There's no in between. I did not like it. And then look at this gem. Revlon has since come out with the new skin lights and the new packaging. I still have the older one. That's the hard tube. Why I was holding on to this for so many years, I don't know. So, okay, finally that's it. Like I told you, it was going to be all over the place because I'd already separated it. I had several different bags and boxes already. So trying to just go through it initially, I don't know, would have been messy. And like I said, you guys didn't need to see every single thing, even though I did talk about a lot. So I hope you found this helpful. At least it was a video. I'm going to try to get back into a more regular schedule again, but I didn't know if I was going to do a separate video on this or not about kind of, again, another like health update, what's going on. That kind of has, to do a little bit with why I've not filmed in so long, which actually I think it's been right about a month. But I also just want to do some different things as far as YouTube's concerned a little bit. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know maybe what kind of videos you're interested in seeing. And thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me and just your concern and just saying hey, and you know, we miss you and all that. I really appreciate it. It's actually what really motivates me to make videos and why I did a video today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.